all you have to do is look across Munn Field to our basketball arena, and you see how championships are made. You see the type of work that goes into it. You see the type of culture that's been built.
Everybody knows that Tom Izzo is not only, I call him one of the best two coaches in all of college basketball.
He's got his place right now where his footsteps are being dropped, representing the program.
The neat thing about Tom and the unique thing about Tom is I think obviously Tom understands his importance to the athletic department.
He is so vital to everything we do. He is really our ambassador, and he really just tries to help every single program be successful. He's the ultimate program guy.
Yes, I really feel like Tom Izzo is Michigan State.
Well, he's just an incredible resource, and he's so passionate and knowledgeable about Michigan State. And I have so much respect for what he's done while he's been here. And
Always impressed how Coach Izzo carries himself in terms of his concern for the university and his concern for all the other coaches within the program. You know, not just his basketball coaches, but for everybody across the board at Michigan State. And
I mean, that's a Hall of Fame coach, a guy that definitely could be above all of us and certainly operate in a much different fashion, and many coaches do that have achieved some of the things he's achieved. But you know, I can remember since I've been here, we'll take a recruit over to him, and he spends more time with my recruits than he does his own.
Whenever I've asked him and needed him to be there for us, he's there for us.
You know, he's helped us with recruiting. He's helped us with team stuff and team motivation. He's a guy that, you know, I've come over here and sat down and talked with him for, you know, hours at a time about different situations with players or parents or the NCAA stuff or whatever, and he drops everything and makes time for us. And so.
We've taken players over there the night before some of the biggest games that he's had, and he's spent time with them, and he's brought them down into the locker room and just gone way above and beyond his call of duty, and that just makes us feel as important as, you know, as he is, and just shows that he really does care about all of our programs.
He really cares of what people think about the program, and many will make it about themselves, but it's about the program. It's about how, you know, how the man or woman walking down the street feels about Michigan State, feels about basketball, feels about the academics on this campus.
He's just a genuine human being, and maybe that's the thing I respect the most about Tom, is when I met him, he was an assistant, and he is pretty much the same guy today that he was then.
I think he understands his value, but it's more of how can I help you rather than how can all of you help me, which is, I think it's unique in college athletics today.
And everything's important to him because everything affects that perception. And he cares about the smallest detail on every facet, from the core of his program to the university, to the state of Michigan, to the country.
He cares about the guys. So no matter what award they receive or if they're going through something and they need him, Coach Tom Izzo is always there for them. And that's why we love him.
you know, it's on display every time Michigan State basketball plays.
It sounds a little sappy, but that's what drives him, is that people feel good about being part of something, and that something is Michigan State basketball.
You won't see a program that have this many players come back and stay in touch with the program, and that's all because of Coach Izzo.
And I think they've got a great leader in Coach Izzo that sets the tone that he's an everyday guy. He's about as down to earth as anybody, and I think their team is like that. And I think that's what makes their chemistry so good. Even though they've got some McDonald's All-Americans and they've got some high talented kids, they play for each other and they play for the fans.
Tom has built a family program.
It's one thing that we really work and that we sell in recruiting is that we're a family here. And when I say that, the nice thing that I know in my heart is that I can back that up. Because I can go to Coach D's office, or I can go to Coach Izzo's office, or to Susie's. I feel like of our coaches, anything that we need, we're there for each other. And that's a pretty special feeling, especially when you've got one of the best coaches in the history of men's basketball coaching right at your school.
The people that are here, all of us kind of came up small college. All of us had a lot of duties in our past and multiple duties, and you know, we certainly had our limitations in the places we've been, and we had to fight and crawl and scratch our way to get to a special place like this. So I think we all appreciate each other and our past, and I think the past of each other certainly unites us.
Whether it's in football or men's basketball or hockey or women's basketball or gymnastics or swimming or tennis, it doesn't matter. We really all do have a general understanding of what we're trying to do here, and sincerely respect each other for what we're doing.
Through every turn at Michigan State, from my experience, you know, I picked up that phone many, many times and called Coach Izzo.
I think one of the big things we talk about in our program now is just what he's talked about, is a tradition of excellence, and anyone can have a good team here or there. But having a good team over an extended period of time is what he always wanted and what he's done. And I'm proud to say that we've done that with women's golf too. And you know, he's been part of our guide to help us do that.
You understand there's going to be peaks and valleys, and you want to make sure those peaks and valleys are a little bit tighter. But the program is when you're not just coaching a team, you're coaching things that go way beyond the elements of 2012-13.
The pressures that you endure, the problems and the excitement that you share with your players and your athletes, all those things are things that we constantly talk about. How you handle certain situations, how the game is sort of hangs in the balance at the end of every game. You know, there's could be certain things that really tilt it one way or the other, and I think we really just enjoy each other's company as much as anything. We laugh a lot.
I think Tom understands his value to our department, and knowing that, he knows he's a resource to all of us and is ready and willing to help us and improve our entire athletic department.
But he sets a standard of excellence, and it's up to the rest of us to try to live up to that standard of excellence. And I think it's just a tremendous environment to be in.
You know, I think you want to take a sense of pride of what Tom has delivered in work ethic and Final Fours and championships, but we also understand it's part of a continuation, that there was something here before and there will be something here afterwards, and it's how can you ensure that during that time you're making it a better place. You're making the people that were here before you feel better about the program. You're making the people that will follow you be in a position to be successful. And I think that's what Tom's really brought to sustain this program at that level.